Hello and welcome! In this video I am going to show you how to pimp out your Amazon sales page, or any sales page for that matter. And let's get going. To pimp out your sales page, you are going to need to have an Author Central account, and an author page. So if you don't have an account, just Google Amazon Author Central, go in there, sign up for your page, and you will be good to go. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do once you get your author page is, you see it has central, here's your author page, and I'm going to get to that, books, sales info, customer reviews. But the first thing you're going to want to do is go to books, because if you don't have a page, Amazon doesn't know about your books yet. So here it says books by Sal Conti, because this is Sal Conti's page. Are we missing any books? And you click on that. And here is where you can add your book by title, author, ISBN number. Of course, we don't have one yet. And then you'll just add that information in here in the search bar, hit go. Amazon will locate your book and add it to your page. And that may take a few hours. So until that happens, until Amazon locates your book, there's nothing you can do. But like I said, it'll only take a few hours. Now, one of the neat things is, if you go over here, is that I write under both my name and Sal Conti, and it's no problem for Amazon. There's my Evan Lotus, my Sal Conti account, so your accounts are bundled together, so you have easy access to your account. You don't have to open a second account if you have two names. You just ask Amazon to link it, and they will. So once your book is uploaded, and we're going to work on Bad Dog here, you're going to click on to your book, and it's going to open up this page where you can edit everything, all your details. And so here it says reviews, and you'll scroll down, and product description, and this is where we put in our awesome sales page description, from the author, from the inside flap just below that, from the back cover, about the author. There are all sorts of information you can fill in. Now, some authors, for whatever reason, leave this part of their page blank. But I'm telling you, don't. Even before you launch your book, begin to fill in this page. And one of the reasons you really want this page filled in is because you're going to need some social proof. Many of you are new authors and really don't have any social proof, any reason why someone who comes to your page, they stumble on your page, they see your book, any reason for them to buy it. And your social proof is just like you've heard of a restaurant, you don't know anything about the restaurant, you pick up your phone, you click on Yelp, and you start scrolling through reviews. That's what people are going to do when they get to your page. They're going to click on your page, and they're going to start scrolling, looking for reasons. You look on Yelp, you look for reasons to go to that restaurant or not go to that restaurant. They're looking for reasons to buy your book or not buy your book. And so you have to pimp out your page. So the first thing we're going to start with is reviews. Now, I'm sure you may not have any reviews, and in another module I am going to talk about how to get reviews, but I do want to be brief here. You are going to have, or you're going to want to have, about 10 reviews on launch day. And launch day isn't necessarily the day you put your book up on Amazon and it says your book is published. Launch day is the day you announce that your book is published. Now, for me, it's usually 3 days after my book has gone up, my reviews have started coming in, and I've had a chance to do stuff like this. So right here where it says reviews, you don't really put reviews. Your reviews are going to go on your page in the review spot. I put blurbs of my reviews, almost like log lines, a copy, just like we learned in our mini copywriting class. So I'm going to scroll down just a little bit. So look out for the bad dog. That's my log line. And if you notice, I capitalized it. Now that's something you can do here. You can capitalize, you can use italics, and those right now are the only things you can do to kind of add a little flavor to your page. There was a time not that long ago where you could add color, or you could change the size of your fonts, but Amazon has done away with all that. If you see pages with color or different sized fonts, those pages have been grandfathered in from before, when Amazon was allowing people to do it. You can't do it now, but that doesn't mean that you can't do some wonderful things to pimp out your page, just with italics and capitalization and bold. So, I capitalize this, and then I have a little blurb. Cujo's little brother. Not really, but an evil little dog. Thomas Hobbes. Now, he doesn't even have to be anybody famous. He said something nice about my book. I use it. Safira, she's a blogger, and so that helps. I do like to get some names of famous people, but I try to look for reviews, blurbs that help people make a decision. Bad Dog, this is the third one here. Bad Dog has the feel of an old-fashioned horror movie with elements which are more than a little reminiscent of Stephen King's Pet Sematary and The Terminator, as well as Chucky. Man, that I don't know that person, but that person gave me an awesome review and lots of social proof areas for people to say, yeah, I like The Terminator, I loved Pet Sematary, maybe I am interested in this book. So those blurbs are really, really important. And you don't need a lot. If you have 10 reviews, I wouldn't take 10 blurbs, because that'll look like you're just trying to milk your reviews. If you only have 10 reviews, take 3 or 4 of your best blurbs. Or if you have a blurb with someone who has an awesome credit, as a Amazon Gold Star reviewer or whatever they call them, then you'll put those over here. And then you can write it up, you preview it. If you like what you see in the preview, you just hit Save Changes, and you're off to the races. And now I'm going to go over to my Bad Dog sales page and show you my awesome sales page description. And you see how that is in bold. The log line is in bold, and you can't do that on the KDP platform. So once you have your book description up on your KDP platform and the book is published, then you can go to your Amazon Author Central and do some other things to pimp out your description. And that thing I do is I capitalize, and sometimes I bold, and sometimes I italics, and sometimes I even capitalize the whole thing. So you'll scroll down and it says customers also bought items by, and this is another way to get some interesting social proof. They see they bought another book of yours, or they bought a really popular hot book while they bought yours. And so these little things, that's out of your control, but these little things do add to pimping out your page. And here is the reviews. Look out for the Bad Dog, Cujo's little brother. And so that's what that stuff looks like on your page. Now I'm going to go back to Author Central and scroll down, because I wanted to share. Here's my awesome sales page book description, and as I said, it has been emboldened. I did that here, so that's where you can tweak it or pimp it out from the author. You might want to say something here, like one of my reviewers said, the person who said it was like The Terminator and Pet Sematary. If no one says that, then you might tell the reader, people have said this book is like so-and-so and so-and-so, and that's coming directly from the author, so they know it's not from someone else, but at least it helps them to make a decision. Now, recently, I started adding a little bit of the book, a little blurb from the book, just as I do on the back of my books. I have a little snippet of the book to entice people to buy. I decided to add just a small blurb, and it's just like a piece of sales copy. I chose an exciting place in the book, very short. I see some people have some really long blurbs. I don't like long, very short, to the point, but it's a really exciting spot in the book. It ends with Queenie wasn't a real dog. Queenie was a computer, and computer dogs don't bring home roadkill. And so, because this dog just brought home a dead animal. So that kind of helps people. Yeah, that sounds really interesting. Let me go on. So while you're writing the book, or when you're finished with your book, you can look for something to put inside the flap. Another thing I hadn't done a lot in the past that I started doing recently, and a lot of publishers do this, is an about the author. And my about the author here is not really my blurb, my bio. Again, it's something that links me and my books to someone popular, more social proof. So I squeeze some social proof into my About the Author by saying, in the 1970s and 80s, Stephen King reimagined the horror genre, writing dozens of novels and stories depicting horror in everyday life. Recently, Sal Conte has picked up the mantle, carrying everyday horror forward for today's generation. I also then say that Sal was a guest author at the 2015 Horror Book Fest. Again, a little social proof, where he received a huge ovation, and I did. And that's it. So anytime you can add a little something, and honestly, it can be a little social proof. You can say, I spoke at this group, and maybe there's only 5 people there, but you can make it sound interesting enough without lying, but make it sound interesting enough that people say, people aside from me are interested in this book, and that again is a little piece of social proof. I'm going to go back to my Bad Dog page so you can see. So there's the review, there's inside the flap, there's my product details, and down at the bottom is about the author. Now this is also on Author Central on your author page, and one of the reasons you don't want to put your bio right there up with the book is because your bio is going to be further down anyway. So I'm going to go back to Author Central, and while I'm not going to spend a lot of time telling you what to do on your author page, you are going to want to pimp out your author page as well. So whatever the bio is you put in the back of your book, I actually kind of try to make it interesting. You know me, I'm always trying to be funny. So I say something like, after a brief death hiatus, Sal is now back with new creepy horror stories for you. So again, a little social proof. I mentioned that I was written up at Kirkus Reviews, Horror Book Fest, spine-tingling thriller by The Secrets of Love and Death. So again, I am looking for social proof. When I fill these things out, I'm looking not just to say something about myself, but to give readers an opportunity to trust that I am a person who is writing a book that they'd like to read. And always, here also, just like in the back of my book, I have a link to my website where you can go on my website, download something free, and of course add your name to my mailing list, which is very important. So that's it. That is exactly how you pimp out your page. You can come up with, I'm sure like I said, there's a lot of categories here, but you can come up with stuff for many of the categories. Don't fill them all in, then your page begins to look too busy, again, which is why I don't have a long blurb. But fill in enough that your page doesn't look barren, and gives readers every opportunity when they get to your page to buy your book. And that's it. You do that and you're going to sell a bunch of books, and I'll see you in another module. Take care.